Hello, my dear Cancerians. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Cancer, we're going to ask this week, what negativity is exiting your life? We are going to get started with the Tea Leaf Oracle deck. To do that, I'm going to ask what it is. What is this negativity that's going to be exiting your life? How will it depart? Where will that leave you? And what freedom will you gain when this negativity exits your life? Cancer. Okay. Let's get started. Negativity exiting Cancer's life. Peacock, beware of great pride. Okay, that's interesting. It could be a period here where your pride has been getting in the way of something, or you've needed to kind of be very showy to sort of almost like defend or protect yourself in some way. It could be also someone around you who has a lot of pride, and because of that, you have difficulty dealing with this person. You have difficulty getting through to this person. This person doesn't really hear what you're saying. This person doesn't want to hear what you're saying. How will it depart? It's an astral house card. Marriage. It will depart. Great pride will depart in marriage. You're going to get married and you're going to lose all your pride. Beware, but beware. This isn't a healthy pride. Let's see. Where will that leave you? Short horse. A short horse. Sorry. I'm really, really tired, but I did have a nap. Lily and I had a nap, so I'm slowly getting there. A short journey. Where will that leave you on a short journey? What freedom will you gain? Tree. Affairs with your family. Okay, the negativity that's exiting your life is great pride. I don't know. Maybe some of you are in a relationship with someone who has a lot of pride. I'm going to need the tarot for yours. I use it for everybody's. But there's something about yours that has, I feel like, unanswered questions. Tent. A temporary situation. A temporary situation. You're finding yourself in a temporary situation right now. The negativity that's exiting your life is great pride. But being aware of great pride. I am going to use the Steampunk Tarot. Whose pride is a problem here? Because to be aware of great pride is usually somebody's protecting something, right? Like there. Whose pride? The Magician. That's interesting. That's a Gemini card, so it could have something to do with a Gemini. It could have something to do with someone who's manipulative. Are they manipulative because of their pride? The Hierophant. The High Priestess. My gosh, how many? And the Ten of Wands. Negativity is exiting your life. This is interesting. Okay, what I want to say, like, whatever this is somebody who I want to say to some degree, they're warranted to have a lot of pride in who they are, what they've done. This is someone that has a lot of capability. And this is also someone that has the capacity to deal with a lot here. So, okay, I'm not going to say it. I want to get these cards out. How will it depart your life? Marriage. The Sun. No, it seems like a marriage. Like to actually, well, yeah. The Two of Cups. The Five of Pentacles. The Two of Wands. Negativity. There's a humbling. Okay, somebody's getting humbled here. Somebody's getting humbled, but it's weird because, okay, somebody is getting humbled, but it doesn't come across to me. Okay. The best way that I would describe it is like this. The energy of the person I'm seeing here is someone who, let's imagine that this is someone who is quite capable to, you know, here's a really good example. And there is a lot of strong masculine energy in this, but it also has feminine. Like, it does have a pretty equal balance. It's, imagine someone who primarily is maybe running a business or a corporation or something like that, right? And they deal with a lot of changing circumstances, a lot of different people who have a lot of different levels of intelligence, socioeconomic understanding, and capabilities, all sorts of, they deal with all sorts of stuff every day, quite challenging. And this person has made major accomplishments. This person has been able to meet their own goals. And through meeting their own goals, they've also been successful in identifying other people's strengths and weaknesses and helping them meet their own goals. Okay? Like, this person has every right to be very prideful of what it is that they do or what it is that they've accomplished. They can take on an enormous amount of responsibility and even perhaps deal with the stress that comes with that as well and still be able to perform. It's almost like then, right, and if this person were to, let's see, observe like a mom with a couple of kids at a park or something like that, and you know, they're having fun, they're on the swing, and one of the kids has a total meltdown. And the parent looks like they're having a lot of difficulty dealing with that because they also have the other child, and how do you, the two of them, and trying to, and it's almost like they would be looking at that and thinking, you know, this is all they need to do. But they would be looking at that from the perspective of the life that they have lived. And maybe this is somebody's actual scenario, but I want to, because I want to present it to you how it looks to me. Like, this person, there's nothing wrong with this person having pride in what it is that they do, what they're capable of doing. Yeah, and it's not just that they've done good things for themselves. I wanted to incorporate that, right? Like, it's almost like this person is also really good at identifying other people's strengths and weaknesses, how to work with that, and help other people do well also. So, right, like, in a way, they also have this perspective that, you know what, I do see things from very clear. If she would just do this or do that. Anyways, this individual becomes a grandparent or something for twins, and gonna help their daughter or son or whatever go back to work. Yeah, I'll look after them. Piece of cake, whatever. I'm gonna put them at a more difficult age though than a baby. Say maybe they're like 3 years old, something like 3 or 4 years old, and okay, then they find themselves at the park. These two kids, and they are just distraught. That's like the humbling moment. That it's like there's something here where they have a truly humbling moment. And I kind of want to say it is to be aware of to be aware of this, because now, like, as I'm describing this entire scenario here, it's almost like they would have got up like years ago when they were having that experience watching someone else struggle like that, shaking their head, and maybe just saw, you know, some people just, if they were more organized, or if they could, you know, keep an eye on the kids a little bit better and notice when one is getting tired and be right on to get them to the nap. Right? It's like, yeah, everything just, you know, if you just know the signs and what you're doing. Right, and it's kind of like driving off and just, and then finding themselves in that situation, and they is humbled as shit. Like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, that's the being aware of this great pride. Because I'm not seeing the energy of an egotistical, no, I'm not really seeing that, to be honest. how it departs here is I'm going to be honest, it is somehow through a connection. And maybe this is a marriage. Like it could be having a marriage. Are you this person, this prideful person? See, I don't know who this is. You could be. I think we could all fall into this category at different times, you know, like because if we don't know something like firsthand or very well, all we can really do is try to understand it through the avenues that we've already traveled in life, right? Like, well, I know when certain employees are getting this way, that's a good indication that they need a little extra time off, or right. So then applying that to thinking, you know, if she'd been paying better attention to the one kid and realized that that kid was starting to get tired, just by, you know, she could have been on top of that and got him into the stroll. It's just sometimes it just go from A to B, like boom, A to Z, like that's it. But right, so I don't know. Or maybe this is even something like I can do everything. I don't know what it is, but it's also looking pretty good though. Like there's the peacock. Maybe there is a bit of show offiness, but with the 10 of Wands, whoa, that just. You know, okay, the other thing I'm wondering about this, the negativity, there could be, some of you could have like someone in your life here who tries to degrade you in some way. Like make you feel small? Because this energy shouldn't be. Like that's the thing that I'm looking at. The thing that I find so intriguing is this 10 of Wands at the end of it all. It's almost like not recognizing sort of the worth and the value that you have. Well, you don't want to be too prideful. I don't know. This could even be some type of an injury. Like, if it's not an individual in your life right now, maybe this is something that's played out throughout your life in some way. You know, don't show so much pride in what you're doing. It's important to have a level of pride to some extent, because that's healthy confidence. It can be healthy confidence, right? I'm going to be honest. Like, I really do feel like I see some type of, the marriage card is here with the Sun and the 2 of Cups. Like, it looks like a really healthy relationship. And I don't know, maybe for some of you, this is just needing to look after yourself. And do you feel quite accomplished about that? Or maybe you haven't been feeling too prideful about who you are. But the tarot cards that I'm looking at are like, you should feel very proud of who you are and what you're capable of. And if you're not, well, I want to say that's a negative thing. So this could be, I want to say, I feel like this is a relationship here where you are quite proud of who you are because somebody is proud of you. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's been no one who's been proud of you. So you're like, well, I don't know. Because there'll be quite a bit of proudness. Where will that leave you? A horse, a short journey. Maybe this is a short journey that you're on, where there's some type of issue here with pride. It's funny how it plays, right? Like it's like it's weird. It's like whatever you should be proud of, you should. You shouldn't. Wow, the 8 of Wands, that is a short journey. Maybe you're going to meet someone and it's like that. Like it moves really quick. The 8 of Cups. The Death card. Wow, and the 6 of Swords. This is a relationship that's going to move really quickly. Like quite quickly. I don't know. I'm wondering if some of you have even been through a period of actual mourning, like maybe the passing or the death of a partner, right? Because standing at the tombstone in this card, what freedom will you gain? Affairs with your family. You'll gain freedom from affairs with your family? Well, that sounded kind of weird. Sounded a little bit like, you know. The Six of Wands, well, they'll be successful. Successful? Ooh, the Ace of Swords. The Knight of Wands. And the Page of Pentacles. Well, I feel like there's a lot of support here. There's a lot of support. There's higher learning. There's, yeah, I don't know, something about someone coming out that would match with the pride. Like, I don't know why. I'm feeling like I'm touching on, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you had a parent or someone who either A, wanted you to be a humble person, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. The world could use more humility, right? But either wanted you to be humble, and that was sort of either taught to you or demonstrated to you, or you picked it up in a way that you end up neglecting, like not recognizing yourself and really saying, hey, you're pretty amazing. You really should have a lot of pride in who you are. Or you may have had a parent that just kind of wanted to push you down, maybe even psychologically or emotionally here. And so you don't see like how great you are. Beware of great pride. That's the negative thing. It just, like, the more I say that, the more I'm almost hearing someone say, oh, like, don't show off, or don't do that, or don't, no. Because this, how? Well, there's going to be a relationship here that is quite beautiful, happy, fulfilling. You are two kind of like peas from the same pod with the Two of Cups. And I don't know, like, the other way I would say it is almost like someone who is, like, been wishing for someone like you. That's the thing that I think makes this so interesting. Because if there is in some way here that you don't recognize, you know, your valuable traits, well, because the traits that you have, it's almost like somebody out there, those are the traits they wish for in a person. Like, oh my God, it really exists. Like, all that is in one package. Or there is someone who is like that. Like, that's literally it. And this, where will that leave you? On a pretty short journey here. Once you hit this rebirth, it really takes off with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Wands. It's got you going quite quickly with a lot of momentum. And I feel like it's a really good for family, your family, their family, all the family. All the family. Wow, literally, like the star is at the bottom. That's the only one in it's a blessing. It's a temporary situation. You're in a temporary situation here. Which is also kind of funny, right? With a short journey. A tent. Maybe you're in a temporary situation in terms of your home, like where you're living right now, with a tent. Hopefully you're not in a tent, but I know some people do struggle with that. There's a temporary situation. Or you're living somewhere that is a temporary situation. But maybe that has something to do too with like your pride. You're like, well, I don't even have my own place right now, so. The Four of Swords. Okay, so this is healing. You're healing here. I want to say you're healing over humility. The Six of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups. Wow. You got a whole story here yet to unfold in your life. A whole really beautiful story. And I feel like this next chapter or volume of your life here, Cancer, it really is, the focus of that is you. And I don't want to say like that this is somebody who just worships the ground that you walk on, like that. It's healthy if you worship the ground that each other walks on, which I think there must be something like that with the Two of Cups, right? So it's not just somebody who's going to bow to whatever it is that you want and, oh, you're so amazing, because that's not, you know, yeah, we all have, none of us are perfect. So if, you know, there's something about, anyways, I'm going to try not to wreck a good thing here. That's true. You know what? There's also the acceptance. People have quirks. You just go. I want to sound like I was like, you know, if you have a partner and they do this, maybe, you know, tell them, don't. Like, just decide how much it bothers you. If you can't live with it, then you have that discussion before you get married. It's a funny day because Cindy's quite tired. She did like way too much work in the yard over the weekend. And not all of the little spark plugs in Cindy's head are firing off today, not at the same time. So the little delays going on over there. Yeah, like I don't know what else to say. This is such an interesting reading, but I feel like being aware of being proud of yourself. That's the problem. Like that's the problem. That is going to go away. That's a negative thing. You should have more pride in yourself. As like all of the cards have come out, like it really kind of feels more and more like that. And yeah, this is a relationship here that's honestly, it's a blessing. It's happy, it's joyful. It's almost like proud of the moments that you're in, just proud of life, proud of everything. I kind of liked it when we just ended on the star. So we have the Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. Well, you know, that's kind of being in the dumps a little bit. Kind of shortening with a shortened perspective, you know. But just one day at a time here with the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to go do the extended, Cancer. It's actually a really nice reading. In the extended, I'm going to ask, what positivity is entering your life? How will it enter your life? Where will this positivity take you? That's for the extended. If anyone would like to follow me there, the link is down in the description. If you would like to join the YouTube channel, choose tier number 2. All extended videos gives you access to all of the extended videos. Or if you just want the one-time purchase on the Gumroad app, the second link. Thank you so much, Cancer. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. Bye.